Shields up, Ironbreakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my quick Spiribird routes for all of the maps in both Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. We're going to be starting with the Sunbreak maps naturally. We're going to be going to the jungle, then we're going to be going to the Citadel, and then I'm just going to be doing them in whatever order they happen to show up in the expedition thing. The important thing to mention here is that these are quick Spiribird routes. What does that mean? That means that they are not going to max out every single stat. The point is to get you combat ready in a situation where you're not going to get one-shotted repeatedly, and also pick up as many important things as I can along the way. So let's get started. We're going to be jumping right into the jungle. I'm probably going to be speeding up a portion of these runs unless I need to describe some specific thing to you. So starting things off, we're going to jump right in here, and in this map specifically, there's something that I got to tell you right off the bat, and that is this map is almost like designed to get you a mounted monster very early on, because you come in through here, you're going to pick up this wire bug, which already is going to give you like additional resources if you are mounting. You're going to pick up this yellow boy, and at this point, you're going to be going for the puppet spider, because there's a puppet spider in this map. There's a puppet spider in most maps, I think. But we're going to be grabbing the puppet spider here, because usually what I would do if I was grinding stuff in the jungle is I would just straight up grab the spider, then go find a monster and go beat up on my target with another monster. That's what I would do. But because the purpose here is to showcase picking up as many Spiribirds as possible in the fastest amount of time, well, at least the fastest amount of time that I've been able to come up with. I'm sure that people will come up with better times than this. But, you know, we're going to be continuing picking up some Spiribirds. I'm actually going to speed up this part of the video. Just be aware that you could just go after a monster and grab it and just beat the crap out of another monster and grab a bunch of materials, right? But, you know, let's continue picking up a couple of more Spiribirds. I'm going to speed this up. And here is usually where I would be starting to fight monsters, pretty much. If you want to pick up more Spiribirds than this, you can always check your map, see where there are other Spiribirds. You can see there's a bunch of more live Spiribirds near me, but at this point, I'd be like, look, we have almost full health. We have a decent chunk of stamina. We're pretty much good to go. Another interesting tip that you guys might be interested in is there are these new monsters, not monsters endemic life, and this is actually really cool endemic life, which are the starburst bugs. Because if you find where the starburst bugs are, these are really good places for wall banging. Now, I just marked them, so I want you guys to know that in the case of the jungle, if you ever pick up a monster and you just want to like wall bang it, this is going to be one of the perfect spots to do it. And since this is the first time that I'm showing you these birds, I should also mention that they get affected by whatever element you pop them with. Now, this gun lance does not have an element, so therefore it's not going to do anything. But ideally, if you're playing an elemental weapon that has the weakness of the monster that you are fighting, you'll come here and you'll hit these bad boys ahead of time so that they'll be charged up with the right element, so that will deal additional damage to the monster. For instance, if I shoot them with a shell, they're going to turn to fire. So they're now going to deal fire damage against the monster that you bring in here. If not, they'll just deal raw damage and it's whatever. But this would be a really good place for you to go ahead and wall bang monsters, because you can wall bang them over there, and then you can wall bang them over here, and then you do one more wall bang, and Bob's your uncle. If you have more, you can do a couple of more wall bangs, but these will really give you some bang for your buck. But naturally, there are other spots. As you can see, there's another spot down there where you can kind of do the same. So if we actually go back to main camp, I can show you where that other spot is, just in case you guys are curious. I actually think it's like somewhere down here. There's a nice little marionette spider as well. These are really good. I like them a lot. They're pretty easy to use. And there you go. Two more. As you can see, you got this one, you got that one. So, you know, just wall bang them somewhere, then wall bang them here, then wall bang them there. Lots and lots of value. Let's move over to a different map. Okay, so an important thing for the Citadel in order to get like a quick Spiribird route is that I'm going to recommend that you unlock the camp first, because I always end up going to the camp, so that ends up being a pretty important part of the route. So I'll show you guys where the camp is right after I get these bushes out of the way. Pick these up. Sometimes there'll be birds here, sometimes they're not. We're going to go to the sub-camp. I'll show you guys the sub-camp location real quick, and then we'll go through and we will, you know, start gathering Spiribirds properly. So there should be an exit around here. Let me actually get us to like a high vantage point that you can kind of see. As you guys can see, there's like the castle over there. If you see where I am on the map right there, you can zoom in. The castle is down there, so just like make your way up here, unlock this camp. This is going to be important for you if you want to do quick Spiribird routes, at least if you want to do my quick Spiribird route, because this is the way that I usually go. Anyways, I teleport over to this camp after I pick up those first couple of bushes, and then we're going to make a right here because you're going to just get like 3 red boys, and now I'm going to speed up the footage so that you can see me collect the rest of the stuff. There was another Spiribird here that we already picked up, just a heads up. Important thing sometimes in this map, if you happen to have like one of those Felicicrows and one of the, you know, the Fortune Owls or whatever, they will sometimes be here just at the time that you are picking these up. So you might want to consider paying attention to that in case you're looking to get some more rewards as well. Okay, and this would be the point at which I would start fighting monsters. We didn't get as much health as usual, but we probably got a whole bunch of more reds. Looks like I might have missed that defense up. Actually, I don't think I pick up that defense up, but it's whatever. This is usually more than enough for you to not get one shot by most monsters, and this is the route that I usually take when it comes to the Citadel. Now, once again, very much like the other map, if we go to the icon list and we go to the endemic life, we can track the starburst bugs, which actually provide us with 2 spots where we can go ahead and do wall banging. You can see that the spot where Malzeno is, I think it's okay to reveal Malzeno. Most of the monsters that are in this map are already stuff that Capcom has talked about, but as you guys can see, this map, there you go, there's a wall burst, there's a starburst dude right there, another starburst dude right there, and you can get a couple of wall bangs going. The other ones are all the way up there, which is really far away, but it is worth it. We can actually get there, I think. Another cool thing of this particular spot, it also comes with Ruby Wire Bug, which, you know, you can do more damage with the finisher. But as you can see, there are the 2 starbursts. Yet again, you can set these up in advance, and you can wall bang monsters in here if you want to. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Let's go to the next map. We're going to go back to the Shrine Ruins this time around. Okay, so I kind of feel like the Shrine Ruins is more than figured out by most people who will, you know, have played through the game. This is just, again, the route that I'd take, so this is just for maybe people that have been away for a while or just looking for a quick route to get some wire bugs before they start butchering monsters. This would be the route that I'd take. You need to unlock the camp. You've seen where it was, and let's speed up the footage so that you guys actually get to see it. You got a Blasty Boy here. It's always here. It's very nice. And this would be the point at which I would start fighting the monster for the Shrine Ruins. Now, another thing is, in the Shrine Ruins, I usually don't tend to pick up the spider. I know that a lot of people value having the spider, so I'll show you guys where it is, just in case you want to pick it up. But I mean, most people know where the spider is at this point. It is in that section of the map. Just remember, it is way up there. So, you know, you'll have to actually climb to get that spider. There's another route that will actually take you there, but that route is an old route that I used to do and it takes too long, so I don't really do that route anymore. In this zone, there's also instantly a wall bang spot. One right here, another one right there. As you guys know, you just go ahead, you wall bang this stuff, boom, done. And once again, there it is. Wall bang there, Just be sure to charge these up with the proper elements if you have them ahead of time, and then you'll be good. Also, another tip is you got, there's a, what's it called? A brew hair here, which boosts up your healing items and the effect of pretty much all of your items, so you might want to pick that up. But, yeah, that's the Shrine Ruins. Next map. Okay, so for the Frost Islands, there really isn't a whole lot to say. This is a fairly simple map to get a bunch of stuff. As a matter of fact, it is packed in a way where you'll usually organically start finding more and more of them. So, you know, I'm just going to let the footage play out and you guys can judge for yourselves the stuff that you want to pick up or not. Not sure if you guys noticed, we picked up a marionette spider back there. And usually at this point, I will figure out where the monster is because there are a couple of more routes that you can take. Basically, if the monster is at 10, like we have right now, 2 of the monsters there, I will go towards that way, and there's another bush that you can go and pick up. Like if we go over here, there'll be like another bird that you can get, and then there'll be another bush that you can pick up here. On the other hand, if the monster is at 9, which is, these are usually the positions that they end up being in. The monster's at 9, I'll instantly start heading to 9, and I will skip this bush in favor of the one over at 9, and then you'll eventually end up here, where you can pick up this one, and then this one. And then you can basically cross over to the other side after you make this pickup here. And then on the other side, there will be even more bushes. As you guys can see right here. You should have less stamina problems than I do if you just eat before you come in here. And as you can see, if you end up having a monster that's around this area, you can also pick up the puppet spider. And you know, at this point, really, you can go straight for the monster, but there's just a bukkake of Spiribirds around here that you can pick up along the way. So it's really up to you. How much do you need? But, you know, this is just the zone that I'll usually split up halfway and then go and get them. And then, obviously, you still have the traditional wall bangs, which in here we also get 2 of them. Let me just grab those starbursts. I always mess this up for some reason. There we go. So there's one over at number 9, which is actually directly ahead of us. Just going to go ahead and grab the Spiribird here that'll take us, not Spiribird, a big wire bug that'll take us there. And as you guys can see right there, there's one over in the wall where you usually see Gosrag scratching his back, and another one over there. So just wall bang them on both, and you're pretty much good to go. And the other one is near main camp, so we're going to go back to main camp. But there it is, the Starbursts over there. As per usual, remember to load it up, which usually in this area will probably be fire, because most monsters you fight here are weak to fire. So, you know, you load these up with whatever element you need, and then wall bang them, have yourself a grand old time. Okay, so the Sandy Plains is probably my one route that will need some fine-tuning. I still use this route. I don't think it is necessarily the best. I think that there's probably much better routes for this. But this is the one that I usually end up using, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Like, usually I would go actually to the other side, pick up some stuff, but I found that that was just taking too long. So I just ended up going straight for this. Again, this route I think might be my worst route. So apologies in advance, but hopefully it'll still help you guys out. So you can collect these, get a fire beetle here, and now let's speed things up. And at this point, I'll usually figure out where the monster is and see if there's anything else on the way. Like sometimes I'll go and I'll pick up that bush over there at the bottom. Other times I won't and I'll go straight for the monster. But usually in this map, this is how it goes. I just pick up whatever else I need as I fight the monsters. I don't really go after specific items and stuff like that. I just go straight at them, and then if I happen to find something useful along the way, I'll pick it up and I'll use it, but that's the sandy plains for you. Now, in terms of the starbursts, I actually rarely use the starbursts in here as well. I think that I just haven't been playing this particular map for quite some time now, to be honest. But this one not only has starbursts, but it also has the little things that shoot. Those are also really cool, like the pincer crabs. Those are really cool. The jungle also has those, but you know, that actually demands you getting like a down on the monster and stuff like that. This is mostly to just show you some of the starburst stuff and whatnot. So if we go over here, this will be the first one. As you guys can see, we got two over there, and then not two over there. You got one over there and another one over there. Fairly easy. Wall bang there, wall bang there. The other one is over. Actually, I thought it was at the Oasis, but I was wrong. It's actually fairly close. As you can see, there's the marionette pup spider here. Didn't we come by close to here? We did, and I missed it. Pick up that marionette spider. Holy crap. Can't believe I missed that one. But, like I said, this is like one of my worst routes, so please do try and improve on it if you use it for yourself. And then the other one should be around here, right? Yep. Over here. You can see them right there. Pretty good spot. One over there. One over there. You guys know what to do. Wall bang him in there. Deals a ton of damage. Good stuff. Okay, so for the forest, we're going to instantly teleport to the sub camp because that's where things kind of like begin for our run. And then we're going to be making a turn to the back because we want to start things off in this platform here. And I'm going to be speeding the footage up because all of this stuff is fairly standard. And at this point, I'd pretty much go out and start fighting the monsters, and we also have quite a few tricks up our sleeve, as you can see. So it's like we were kind of unlucky with the life ones, because, you know, some of these are randomized. But still, you know, some of the defensive options that we've gotten still make it more than worth our while. And then naturally, as per usual, let's take a look at what we can get in terms of starbursts. And as you can see, there's one at 0.13 and one at 0.6. I actually haven't used these too much. I mean, I've used the 0.6 one, but the 0.13 for some reason, and the hunts that I've done in Sunbreak, I don't usually end up there too often. So usually my one ride, I end up down here. Which once again, you can see there's the starburst dudes. You can prepare those in advance. There's one over there. There's one over here. This is quite lengthy, but you can bang them on one of these walls, on one of these walls along the way to kind of like refresh so that they don't trip over themselves. But yeah, it's very much doable. And when it comes to getting to Camp 13, I just like to remind you guys of one thing, and that is that there is a secret passage here. I don't know how many people know about this particular secret passage, even though I kind of feel like this should be common knowledge by now. I figured I'd show this one. For those of you that don't know it, there's the tunnel right there. Also, there is a sword over here to the left, over in that little hole. But we're going to be driving right on through because we want to get to 13 so that I can show you guys the starbursts. And there they are. There's one right over there, another one over there. So you guys know the drill. Set those up with elements if you want to or not, and just bang the monsters into them. Next map. Okay, Lava Caverns. You're going to want to teleport straight to Camp 2 right off the bat. I sometimes change the route that I do in the Lava Caverns, but I would say that this quick route is the one that I will use, that I tend to use the most. We're actually going to backtrack here a little bit because there's a puppet spider that I like picking up in here, because usually you get some good mounting spots with starbursts and whatnot, and just having the spider can sometimes help out significantly. So I always backtrack a little bit all the way to the spider here, pick up a couple of burbs along the way, but then we're going to be starting to move forward, which is one of the reasons why this one might be a little bit slower than some of the other ones, but still, I feel like it is worth your while to pick up the spider on this one. Anyways, let's fast forward through the rest of this. The Gust Crab is for trolling your friends, by the way. A Blasty Boy, this one's actually random, so sometimes there'll be something else in there, but usually there'll be something useful. The Antidobra, I believe, is actually fixed, so this is useful if you're fighting something that has, you know, status ailments. And then at this point, you have to think about, okay, where are the monsters? Because due to the way that you navigate these caves, there are a lot of things that you can do. So, for instance, there's the option of coming back a little bit, and then you can go over to the caves on the other side. So, like, you can go over there, and there will be a bunch of Spiribirds at the edge there. You know, it takes a little bit longer if you do it this way. However, if the monster instead is in, in the zone that's closer to the first camp, you'll want to teleport to the first camp because there are more Spiribirds. So it's like, this is going to depend. If the monster is closer to here, you'll come here and you'll pick up some of the Spiribirds in this route. And as you can see, it is quite rich. Or, you know, you can also go to the other side. You can pick up this Thunder Beetle here. I mean, you might want to discard some of this, like the Trolling Dust Crab that I picked up. But we'll pick up the Thunder Beetle here. Again, this is if the monsters are close to the Area 9, right? But if they're not, you can just go to Subcamp 1. There's another bush here that'll get you set up. We were very unlucky with the health ones, but sometimes monsters will be at 14. At this point, I would fight the monster, even with health low, if that was the case. However, if the monster was at 13, then I would come down here and pick up a couple of more of these. But again, this is one of those maps where it's a little bit dependent of where the monsters are. So you have to kind of like pick and choose your path after the first set of items that you pick up based on where the monster is. Just remember, is it close to 9? We will go back to the caves, we'll pick up some of those birds. Or is it close to 14? Just go to Camp 1, drop down, pick up some of the stuff along the way. That's the way that you do it. Now, in terms of the starbursts on this one are actually pretty cool because sometimes you'll even get starbursts in areas that have traps as well. That was not the case this time, but the starbursts are close to Area 7 and the area up top. What area is that? Number 12. So I'll show you guys the ones in 12. And here we are. And like I said, the good thing about this one is that a lot of times this trap will be active. So you'll be able to pop them in there, and then pop them in there, and then pop them in there. And that is a gigantic amount of damage. Unfortunately, this time around looks like the trap is actually in zone 14, which does not help us one iota. Now, the other zone where you have the starburst traps is actually here, which once again, as you can see, there's one over there, there's another one over there, and then there is a trap that may be active when you get here. This time around we were very unlucky, it wasn't active, but you know, you'll be able to slam there, and then still slam here, which is pretty damn good if you ask me. That is pretty much all of the tips that I have for you for my quick routes and stuff like that. I realize that, again, these are not going to be the best routes for everybody, so keep that in mind. It's like if you feel like doing a different route, just remember you can always consult your map and get a different route for whatever it is that you plan on doing. As per usual, thank you all very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, if it was useful to you in any way, hit it up with a like, subscribe, bell notification icon, all of that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe, peace out.